isn't really doing too well. It is making a lot of money, but the movie isn't really doing too well. Legs wise, this would be a bit scary, but not too surprising at all, given the reception this movie has gotten. And I'm not talking about the reception from Rotten Tomatoes, of course, nobody trusts those fools anymore after they gave Curious an 86%. I don't think anybody trusts Rotten Tomatoes anymore, but this is the expected performance here versus other movies. Yeah, it has actually improved, but I think the reception from people online is really gonna impact this movie. Okay, F9 is doing abysmally below. It's still doing average, but it's doing at the bottom of the average movie. But it's not doing below average or above average. It is still in the average. We can compare this movie to Conjuring, I think, as well. Conjuring, you know, and in this movie, actually, this movie still performing better than F9 at the box. Did still perform better than F9 at the box office, but Conjuring, let's do a very similar movie. We'll just put an Endgame, okay? You know, Endgame was another movie that had pretty bad ratings. Endgame's opened like $300 million, I think, but Endgame actually performed below average for a movie, which again was not surprising given its massive growth. So I wouldn't expect it to perform like Endgame or perform like that. Fast and Furious is actually improving over Endgame. And this movie might still make 150 to 180 million dollars domestically, probably even 200 million dollars. But let's compare it to a movie like, for example, Coco. I'm just pulling random movies. I think Coco opened with $30 million, you know. Oh, yeah, opened with $50 million, you know. But Coco actually was actually overperforming, and that movie did pretty well. And that movie only opened with $50 million. But let's do a non-animated movie. Okay, let's do a non-animated movie because I think animated movies are pretty bad comparisons. You know, we could go to records. You know, and at the biggest weekend. You know, or as big as December weekends. Okay, we're looking for it. Okay, that was very annoying, but biggest there we go, biggest domestic weekend. Yeah, $30 million. That's even so $30 million. Yeah, so Fast and Furious did not even reach the top $30 million, top weekends of all time. But I don't know if that, yeah, I think that includes, is that, yeah, I don't think they repeat movies twice on here. But yeah. Yeah, Fast 9 is doing not too, it's doing pretty well at the box office. The movie's gonna probably end up making money at the end of its box office run. But I don't expect it to continue breaking records. You know, as people say, it is breaking records, so. And yeah, they started finally updating the Blu-ray sales again. They finally started updating that. So if they ever catch up, we can finally start talking about Blu-ray sales again. Here. But yeah, Fast 9 is actually still performing average for a movie, but it's performing similar to movies like Endgame, where Endgame performed way below average, and Fast 9 is barely performing above average as well. Again, the holiday weekend is coming, so that might boost this as well, because this is just the day-to-day, and yeah, during the weekdays. And yeah, that's basically about this video. And yeah, the movie dropped 63% as well. So this is a really bold role for Fast and Furious 9. As well, but it'll still make money. I think it'll still probably pass like 110 to 120 million dollars, depending on how well it does on Thursday, which will probably go to another 4 million on Thursday, which means it will probably do go around 114 to 116 to even 120 million. And then, yeah, this movie will probably end up with gross to 150 to 160 million dollars, because you know there's competition continuing to come out, and it's not like, you know, Godzilla vs Kong. Well, for example, Godzilla vs Kong, that movie's box office continued to do well because there was no real competition for this movie. And once there was real competition, the movie stopped making money. It still passed $100 million, but the movie stopped really making money. It stopped really selling as well as it was. You can really start to see once competition came out, the movie's box office kind of started stagnating as well. Well, we can really see here, when new releases actually started coming out, Godzilla kept going down and down and down. Like in no release. And yeah, Godzilla did pass $100 million, but it kept performing similarly to other movies. So here, we're gonna check on Hitman's Best Bodyguard, see how a big movie is performing. Hitman's Best Bodyguard really needs to perform better internationally for it to make money, but it is performing. It's doing, and rigs wise, it is doing really well. So this movie might rig it out to worldwide box office success. It needs to make 110 to 120 million dollars at the box office. It needs to make two times its current amount to make money. But a lot of movies, except for Fast 9, are really having, like, for example, even Cruella is having pretty good legs. It is towards the top of the legs chart here. And I think what's really affecting Fast 9's box office is the word of mouth. If you see every critic out there, I'm not talking about Rotten Tomatoes, I'm talking about every person who has reviewed this movie, is that this movie is either bad or it's just a good blockbuster, fun movie to watch, which is not really good attract those people who want to watch a groundbreaking, earth-shattering film. Again, they have the movie, like In the Heights and Cruella, and again, these movies are not selling as well as F9. So I don't know why they think they can still continue unwinning and winning. But considering its poor rigs in China, not surprised its rigs are not as good here. And it will likely be the world's grossing Fast and the Furious movie, and yes, I can say it's because of the pandemic, but I think franchise fatigue is really what's happening here with F9's box office. So that's basically it. Goodbye.